What is up, YT? This is GVM-uk playing Arma 2, and no, we're not playing dayz today. We are playing warfare mode, which is basically a huge war over the whole of the Chernarus map. It's the US versus Russians, and I'm currently playing Russia, and as a medic class. Now, the beauty of Arma 2 warfare is that it basically engulfs the whole map. As I'm playing at the moment, it's about 30 players each side. Um, you can recruit AI, you can recruit vehicles, buy weapons, and the point and the objective of the game is to capture towns. So here we are, we're looking at the map, and as you can see, the whole map is covered in blue towns. I'm going to try and find me. I'm right here, just in this little cove here. This is where the commander, one player gets voted as commander. He sets up a base, and this is where we can purchase our units from. Now, I noticed a lot of new players from, people been watching dayz gameplay and, gone out and bought Arma 2 and started playing dayz. Now, coming into a game like warfare mode, it's a whole different ball game. Seriously, it seriously is a whole different ball game, and I would say it's harder to some degree for the simple fact that there's a hell of a lot more enemies, and they're actively seeking you. Whereas dayz mod, you'd run into the odd player here and there, and the zombies are in the towns. Here we have, some of the servers can have up to 50 a side, so you have like 50 players supported by their squad consisting of 12 AI in various vehicles, or be it infantry, helicopters, planes, and you will die a lot in warfare mode, especially if you're not very experienced with it. Now, don't get me wrong, you won't die as much as you would, say, in Battlefield or Call of Duty. This is a completely different game. This requires stealth, tactics, planning. You can't just rush into the middle of a town and expect to take the base with no problem. Even if you was in an armoured tank, you would still have problems, because the neutral towns, when we start the game, the whole map is neutral. So basically, resistance controls every single town. So it's up to Russia and the US to start capturing these towns from the resistance. And the resistance guys can consist of AT, anti-tank guys, tanks themselves, BMPs. So actually taking a town in warfare mode is extremely difficult. Now, as you can see here, I'm currently setting up my squad. I'm going to buy a UAZ, which is the Russian version of the it's just a little jeep basically. It's not armored and extremely fragile. So I'm going to purchase a few soldiers, and I'm just waiting now for my jeep to be bought so we can actually start traversing the map. And the one thing about warfare, there's some explosions in the base. I'm not sure what the hell's going on there, but that's unfortunate, because smoke rising above the tree line is a clear indication that there's activity there, and obviously the US side can spot that smoke plume and scout it out and find our base and destroy it. And if they destroy our HQ, then the game is practically over, because we can't build any more bases. So it's up to the commander to build a base, move the HQ, because the HQ is actually mobile, and start plotting dotting bases around the map. So when we actually need to recruit AI and vehicles and stuff, there's one within some sort of close proximity. Because back to what I was saying, the one thing about Arma 2 warfare is getting around. Of course, the map is absolutely huge. You're going to need vehicles to get around, maybe air transport. So we have our jeep. And these things are pretty nippy, totally fragile as hell. A bullet through the windscreen will take us out. As many times it has happened, I've strolled into a town and they've started shooting at the windscreen of our jeep, and I've died instantly. Okay, so the whole squad is now mounted up, and we are going to start taking towns. So actually, asking the AI to drive, is sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's a bit iffy. So I'm going to let the AI drive for now, and I'll probably have to take over at some point, because they can get stuck on silly little things. and it just takes forever for them to get anywhere. And there's the beautiful guys in the back, my squad. It's not the heaviest squad, you know. We've got a machine gunner, we've got a grenader, and just a RPG guy, and I'm the medic, and we've got the driver, obviously, who's just a rifleman. So the interior of the Jeeps are pretty cool, and also, for people wondering, I'm using the sound mod JSRS 1.4, which is absolutely amazing. The modding community for Arma is just seriously huge, and has made the game last so much longer than it should have done, should I say. You know, although it is a pretty open-ended game, this is where the AI starts getting on my nerves, you know. A simple U-turn in the road is just not viable, so I'm going to go to the driver's seat. So, as I was saying, what was I saying? Oh, I totally lost track. Yeah, so getting around the map, you know, it's a pretty daunting task. You've got to check your map and find out where you're going. You have markers, but in this case, the server only shows them for a certain amount of time. So, you know, the best thing that I like doing when approaching a town is seeing how many of friendly units are in the town and whereabouts I should park the Jeep and actually disembark and start traversing on foot towards the town and start capturing. As you notice that all the commands and stuff that the AI are shouting are in Russian. I have no problem with that. There's a player on a bike there. That's, you know, a soldier on a bike. How often do you see that? There he goes. I would give him a lift, but we have no room. These things can only hold 5 people, which is pretty good for such a small little Jeep. And we will actually, at some point, if we was to keep going around the map, run out of fuel. The good thing is there are actually fuel stations, you know, like proper petrol stations dotted around the towns, and all you have to do is park up in a petrol station and, you know, your fuel will be refueled automatically, which is handy. So we're approaching this town and we're going to enter the forest area. It makes it a lot harder for the AI, one, to see you, and if they do spot you, the trees give some sort of cover. It's a lot harder for them to, you know, shoot you through the trees. So we're going to park up here, ask the AI to get out. I'm going to get out myself, get the guys to regroup. So we'll leave the Jeep here, we'll come back to it once we've taken the town. So I'm going to get the AI with me to stay crouched, and we're going to start making our way on foot towards the town. Now this is right at the beginning of the game. We don't have all of the tanks and the technology. The commander actually has to put resources into upgrading the factories and stuff, so we can actually start buying tanks and armoured vehicles, and in the end helicopters and AT launchers and stuff. So that's where we got capture. That's the base of the town, and there's actually enemy AI around the base at the moment. The AI are pretty good shots, to say the least. If they spot you, even at distance, they can, you know, and they normally will mow you down pretty fast. So it's best to spot them first, know where they are. Sounds like something's going on. Yeah, spot the AI first and try and flank around them and get behind them so they don't spot you. And keeping amongst the foliage is one good thing. So this is a pretty big town actually. I think there's a couple of players here. So me and my squad are going to move up. As you noticed on my back, I have a Metis launcher, which is the Russian equivalent of a javelin. It's not as powerful, or the range is not as long. Yeah, there's another 3 players in there in this town at the moment, but it still looks like it's got a lot of enemy. I wonder what the hell are my squad doing? They're not moving at all. I asked them to regroup and they're just sitting there. No, there is no morale system. They're not too scared to go into town. Big plume of smoke in the middle of town there. I actually hear a tank as well. What is my squad doing? Come on, guys. The only way you can actually see your squad is by pressing the button that selects the whole squad, and the diamond shapes that are shown in green are your squad. So we've actually started entering the town. As you can see in the middle, there's a blue bar. Once that turns green, we've actually captured the town, and that tank, I'm not actually sure if it's active or as a player in there. As you can see, the Metis launcher has sort of infrared or heat signature. Can't really see much else. A couple of infantry and looks like a static MG nest. Can't really lock onto anything else. I'm not even sure that tank's active, so I'm going to leave it alone for now, because the good thing about, if we can disable a tank and actually fix it once we've captured the town, we can use it ourselves, so we actually have an advantage over taking the towns with a T-72. So my squad is absolutely playing up on me here, and they're just not moving up on me, so I'm having to manually order them. And the thing about Arma 2 is that it can play like an RTS. There's actually a few mods out there that, you know, actually play like a proper RTS game. But, you know, being a foot soldier on the ground, you still, all you have to do is select between, you know, as you can see in the bottom left, my squad numbers are 1 to 5. Just all I have to do is press F1, F2, or F3, F4, F5. Those represent my squad members. And there's actually a button to select them all, and I could just click anywhere on the ground and ask them to move there like that. So I have to start the squad to move up to this house. They're still quite far away in the forest back there. I'm not actually sure. My squad here is really playing up and getting on my nerves. I'm actually moving forward now. So I actually want to get into the town before we actually capture it. So, because you know, when you capture the towns, you get money, and money is good because that means I can buy more stuff. And there's actually some resistance guys there. Now, if I open fire, you've got to make a decision. Will they turn around and shoot me back? Is there guys somewhere else that will spot me? Decide to go for the kill. And this guy takes a hell of a lot of shots. He still hasn't noticed me, which is good. He's down now. Move back a bit behind the house. The thing is, though, as the AI act as a squad, if one spots you, the whole squad knows where you are, so it's best to fire and retreat. Now, god damn it, squad, what the hell are you doing? This is not the time. We're in hostile territory. It's not the time to be pissing around. Excuse my language. I'm just going to have to manually... Yeah, every time I ask them to regroup, they just sit there, so I'm going to have to manually get them to move by pointing and clicking. Okay, let's move further into the town and push up. I can hear some vehicles, but I'm pretty sure they're friendly. Well, I hope they are. Because vehicles in towns, be it, yes, a friendly Jeep or UAZ, vehicles in towns represent a big problem. Because A, do I have enough ammo to take them out? Because not always one shot, one kill, especially with Arma. That's especially true when shooting at M1 Abrams. They can take a hell of a lot of shots if you don't hit them right. Order the squad to move up again, and I can definitely hear some gunfire, so the town's still pretty active with resistance. And you have to be so tactful in this game, because you know, it's one shot, one kill basically. If you'd be lucky if you got shot and survived. So you have to take your time. This is the beauty. This is what I love about Arma 2. It's taking your time, assessing the situation. And one AI guy's just got mowed down in front of me there, and there's some friendly Russian troops. We might have to commandeer that UAZ. Okay, we just took this town. I didn't actively help too much in taking it. I took out a couple of guys, but that's about it. And that is no problem whatsoever. I still get the money for taking the town. So I'm going to ask one of my guys to quickly board the UAZ so we can actually get somewhere. And even though we've taken the town, you still got to be careful, because there still could be some resistance guys floating around. And sometimes if you capture the town too quick without clearing it out, the resistance will recapture the town. So it just made your whole time wasted. So it's best to make sure that all the resistance is cleared. And my guy's actually going to commandeer that UAZ, and I hope it's not another player's. because it's about to be mine. Let's order him here. It's easy as pressing F1, F2, and he's F3 actually. Pressing F3 and clicking on the ground. That's how easy it is to get the AI to move around. I could definitely hear some more gunfire, so there is still resistance in this town. And I think we've just commandeered that tank, so I'm glad I didn't shoot that actually. And the tank seems to be taking care of whatever's left of the resistance. So this is our new little Jeep. Come on. Alright, let's order the squad in. Let's just double check. Yeah, still a few players left. And the next town to capture is not too far away. It's only down the road. So, alright, let's get in the Jeep. As the driver, because we don't want to be pissing around with the AI driving. That's how you turn AI. That's how you U-turn. That's how you U-turn. Alright, let's go. On our way to the next town. Mind yourself, don't want to run over his AI, because the players do get pissed off if you start running over that AI. That's for sure. The tank parked up in the middle of the road. Let's see if anyone's in it. Is that your tank? Are you getting in it? I think he's going to commandeer that tank. There we go. Thank you. Let's move up. So we haven't lost anyone. That's always a good thing, and it's extremely hard to stay alive in Arma warfare mode. Extremely hard. Yeah, so back to traversing the map. I'm not going to bore you. I'm going to cut here and there, because sometimes it is quite a long drive, but this one actually isn't. It's only 1,000 meters down the road. So what I tend to do again is pull up semi-safe distance from the town and then traverse it on foot, especially if we have no armoured, because strolling into the middle of town with this flimsy little thing, we're going to get destroyed. So I'm trying to assess where would be a good place to pull up and get out. But considering we're on a ridge here, looking down on the town, it's pretty dangerous. So off-road it a bit, and I think I'm going to park up behind this shack up ahead and then get out there. It's not too far from the town to get up there on foot, and actually I think there's a camp up ahead as well. So let's just pull up next to this, give it a bit of cover, get out, get the AI out. Yeah, we're not too far. That's easy to get there on foot. Alright, get out, guys. And hopefully they start friggin' acting like proper squad members and following me, instead of staying in the middle of the foliage and forest. Right, let's have a looky. Actually, let's look this way. I can't actually lock it. You can actually lock your vehicles to stop other players taking them, but we can't here. Alright, come on guys. Let's move up. Whoa, there's a hell of a lot of resistance down there. Now, okay, squad's open fire. Let's just kill them all. Times like that when I'm glad that we have a MG guy with us. And it sounds like we got some friendly armor coming down the road now. See at these extreme distance. I wouldn't call this extreme, but it's pretty far. The bullets tend to drop and lose velocity, and as a result, the damage is quite less. If he was point blank, you'd one hit kill him, but we're shooting for quite a distance. So. Got it, guys. Oh, that guy was close. Okay, he's dead. There's one more over there. It looks like that friendly light armored vehicle. Is it a light armored vehicle or a tank? Yeah, there we go. See, that's the thing. If I was to destroy that T-72 back in the last town, we wouldn't have had this support. So he's just going to stroll in there and basically give us some great armor support. Oh, he's just fired his main cannon. I do love the JSRS sound mod. Absolutely amazing. Just making sure that that is a friendly armor behind us. It's friendly AI up ahead as well, so we I think we're pretty much safe to start sprinting towards the centre of town. I would no way do this if we wasn't, or if we didn't have backup, that's for sure. So, you know, Arma 3 on the horizon, and I've started playing Arma 2 a lot again, especially Warfare mode. I cannot wait for Arma 3. And I've been looking at the videos for on Arma 3 at E3, and it looks pretty impressive. We just captured this town, awesome. Again, me and my squad took out a hell of a lot of guys on the first camp, so I can say that we safely aided in the capture of this town. Yeah, Arma 3, absolutely looking forward to it. One thing that I suppose I am disappointed in is I'm a big fanatic of real life weapons and armor and vehicles. I absolutely love, especially Russian. I love Russian military. They're rugged, you know, everything's simple but it works, if you know what I mean. And with Arma 3, I'm still not completely sure which factions there are, but it's near future war. Basically it's fiction. And the Arma series, even Operation Flashpoint, has been dedicated to replicating real present day warfare using present day weapons, vehicles, etc. So it's a new take for these guys on Arma 3 doing near future. And yes, I did just skip there because I didn't want to bore you guys with a run back to the Jeep. So on our way to the next town, which again, you know, it's about a 5-minute drive, I guess. Give it a little toot. Yeah, Arma 3 near future war, and it does open their what's the word? Their creative talents up a bit. They can, you know, make up stuff. They are actually basing stuff, so they're getting real world weapons and futurizing them, basically what they think would be viable for future warfare and realistic, which is good. It's not, you know, you're not going to have laser beams and get these guys out of the way. Come on, shift. You're not going to have laser beams and dreadnoughts and mechs running around. It's still going to be dirty, gritty warfare, basically. Just with a slight twist of futuristic, which I'm not, you know, as I said, I absolutely love authenticness, and Arma 2 does a great job of bringing the vehicles and weapons to life. The models, the textures, absolutely amazing. So, you know, I'm curious as to what sort of we will have in our armory for Arma 3, and I cannot wait. Hopefully we'll be able to get some sort of alpha play going if they do an open alpha or something, or I get a key or something. But I cannot wait for that, seriously. So we are making our way to the next town. It's only 600 meters down the road. It's actually oh, I think that's a friendly vehicle just gone down, so we're gonna quickly off-road it. If you've ever seen the British Army advert where the Jeep has to go off-road and turn its lights off, kind of like that, but not so dramatic. So we're just assessing the situation and seeing where we can get out close enough where we don't have to run 10,000 miles to get anywhere. So it's definitely a friendly car. So he just drove in there thinking he could take the base, and he got, well, killed. So we're going to disembark here. Still, oh, resistance there. Another one out, and he's down too. So as you notice in the bottom left, I actually get money for every soldier I kill and vehicle I kill, and it all goes towards buying new equipment and new AI. I'm not actually sure what that noise is. It sounds like gunfire to me. explosions. So there's still resistance in this town. And the one thing I've been played with lately with Arma 2 is crashes. And I sure hope I don't crash. Because these games, these warfare games, can actually last for hours. You can leave the game and join again 3 hours later and it still be going on. It's not like Call of Duty or Battlefield where, you know, you got 5-minute games on Call of Duty and up to, I suppose, 20 minutes, 25 minutes for a Battlefield 3 big map game, especially if the tickets are high. But Arma 2, it's hours. So again, patience is needed just to friggin' play the game, pick it up and play it. And a hefty system, I'm afraid to say. Arma 2 does eat a hell of a lot of system resources. It is CPU intensive, so I don't think, because you've got a fancy graphics card and a mediocre processor, you're going to get anywhere fast with Arma 2. Arma 2 sucks everything out of your computer, especially trying to record gameplay as well. I think I'm averaging 25 to 30 frames a second, and this isn't even on high. It still looks beautiful though. The Chineris Island is absolutely beautiful, and I hope they put the same dedication into the Arma 3 map. And knowing Bohemia Interactive, they will. So the town looks pretty clear. We've got friendly BMP below us. Let's have a quick scan and then make our way towards the base. Actually, I get my get one of my AI to go back into the Jeep. Oh, who's that? That's enemy AI. So whilst my one of my AI soldiers goes back to the Jeep, saves me walking back. I think I'll go and hunt down that AI guy. AI. I keep saying AI. I wonder how many times I've fucking said AI in this video. I'm sorry if it's annoying. Resistance guy. There's a resistance guy somewhere. So, you know, everyone else has left, and I don't think no one spotted him. And it's not like a Battlefield where I can just press Q on the guy and he'll be spotted and everyone can see him. I actually would have to communicate with my team and say, hang about guys, there's still some resistance in town, but you know, it's only one guy. I think I'm pretty safe to take him, though I've said that before and died horribly. Let's have a quick scan. Oh, where's he gone? Cannot see him. You will notice that I switch from first to third person a lot. Oh, there he is. He's hiding in the garden. And he's just shot one of my guys. I still haven't killed him. I mean, this is just one guy. The town was full of them. Oh, there he is. There we go. Well, he managed to kill one of my soldiers. But we're alive and we can always recruit more. So my guy has just got in the Jeep and I've just ordered him to come back to the to this road so we can start making our way again to the next town. That's another player there in his Santa's red Jeep. It's absolutely full of AI. So if he was an American, on the American side, and you was to shoot that Jeep, you would get a hell of a lot of money. So we'll just wait here for my soldier to drive down here. And as we all know, with the AI driving in Arma 2, sorry, I've got Arma 3 on the mind here, you see. With Arma 2, the AI driving is not the best, but you know, given the size of the map and the amount of objects and, you know, foliage and stuff around, they do pretty good. Even I have trouble sometimes driving around the map, and that's saying something. Right, come on. So I'm sorry if this video is going on a bit. It will be 2 parts. And there still could be some resistance in town. I don't know. There could even be US in this town. I do not know. That's the beauty of this. The given the amount of players on each side, you never know when or where you're going to run into another player. But at these early stages of the game, the main objective is just to take as many neutral towns as you can, and once they've all been captured, you start taking the enemy forces town. There he is. Look, come on. You're not going to win any rallies or Grand Prix, that's for sure. Right, here it comes. Let's get one in. You can actually put ammo and weapons in the boot of these vehicles. I remember one game, me and this other player, we was on the US side, and we had 2 Humvees each, and we absolutely loaded them with javelin missiles, because obviously you can only carry 1 missile on you on a person. So we loaded up about 20 javelin missiles and launchers, 1 launcher each, and we shipped off to this big castle on a hilltop, and we drove up, unloaded the javelin missiles on top of this castle, which means we had to run up and down the staircase, and this took 25 minutes all in all. And it sounds really sad, I know, but you know, it was fun. We unloaded all these missiles, placed them on the floor, and then once we had all the missiles unloaded and on the top of this castle tower, we started scanning for targets, and we got so many kills. We was just, because the view distance and this tower was just unobscured for miles on a 360 degrees, and we could basically stand on top of this tower, scan with the javelin missiles 360 until we caught something on our targeting computer, and you know, gathered whether it's friendly or not, and fired away. And you know, any vehicle would have a hard time surviving against a javelin. And as you can see here, I have just crashed my UAZ into that friggin' lamppost. That's what you get for checking the map whilst driving. And you can actually buy a GPS system, but I haven't bought one yet. So I've just crashed my UAZ and we're stuck now. The next town that we need to capture is about 2,000–3,000 meters up the road, which would take about 15 minutes to run to. So we're not going to do that. We're going to go and buy an engineer and get him to repair this UAZ. So we're at the base. I just bought my engineer, so we're going to make our way back to the UAZ, and hopefully he can repair it. There's no guarantees that it could be beyond repair. I goddamn hope not, because I've just spent 5 minutes trying to buy an engineer and actually get someone to fix this. So where did I park the thing? Just find the biggest lamppost in town, and you'll see my Jeep wrapped around it. It wasn't this little road, was it? No. Getting your bearings in Arma 2 Generis map, it's pretty difficult. If you play it a lot, you know, you start noticing landmarks and stuff. Oh, there it is. Stuck against, wrapped around the lamppost. Luckily it wasn't another player, and we would have to exchange insurance details. Right, click on number 4, repair. So where's our engineer? There he is. That's our engineer, and hopefully you can fix this damn UAZ. They're so fragile. I wasn't even going that fast. So he's busy fixing that. We'll cover him. And he's done. Right, let's go see if we can actually drive this. The windows are still all smashed. Oh, it's working. Yay. Right, let's get the AI to get in. If the vehicle's too badly damaged, even though you can still drive it, sometimes the AI will just refuse to get in there. Whoa, this is pretty banged up. It's a shame I can't kick out the windscreen, but it's not that realistic. I know Arma 2's... Oh, I've nearly done it again. Oh, Jesus. Alright. When the sun glares on this window screen, you can't really see much. God, I think this is like Destruction Derby the way I drive. I tell me that. And you can see our fuel was pretty low as well. Well, we still got over half a tank, but there's a petrol station up ahead, as you can see. We're going to pull in there, and if you look in the top left, you see my petrol bar, which is the green bar. You'll see that fill up. And we still have damaged wheels and stuff. And there we go, we're full on petrol. Oh, was that another player? Yeah. Just heard a lot of Arma is sound as well as sight. I just heard a vehicle, so I had to double check it wasn't, you know. Oh, freaking hell! Yeah, I just had to double check it wasn't, you know, a US M1 Abrams sitting next to me. Although, you know, their sound's pretty distinctive. It sounds like a Boeing 747 charging up the road. These Abrams tanks. Oh my God! This Jeep. I'm sorry. Well, the military will pay for the repairs. So you can get a feature for Arma 2 which is called Track IR, I think it is called, and you wear these goggle things and they have infrared sensors each side, and when you move your head, the actual character's head will move as well. But I'm just using the left alt key to look around independently of my weapons and driving. So we're going to pull up to this town. There's not much cover one bit in this town, and it's a pretty big town as well. So we're going to pull up in this shrubbery, this small wood. Everyone get out. And we're on a incline here, so people can look down on us and shoot us pretty easy. And it's pretty hard to spot them. It looks safe so far. Hugging trees is your best friend in Arma. That's for sure. We got some friendly Arma coming up the road. I'm not sure if it's a tank or BMP or something. We'll let him move up. Whoa! That was a rocket straight at him. See, that could have been us if we had moved up just a couple of feet more. He survived the rocket attack, I think, though. Yeah, it's only a light vehicle. I'm surprised he actually survived that. They might not have actually hit him. Can't see anyone. Smoke plumes in the distance. This town's pretty active. And my game's just crashed. There we go. Oh,